Imagine staring at your computer screen, right? It's like exactly 6:59 p.m.
Oh, the absolute worst feeling.
Your finger is just hovering over the mouse, your heart is actually pounding, and you know that if you don't click refresh and lock in your reservation at exactly 7 o'clock, your entire $3,000 vacation to the Utah desert is effectively ruined.
I mean, it is just a profound amount of pressure for what is supposedly, a relaxing getaway. You're essentially trying to outclick tens of thousands of other people just for the right to drive your rental car down a paved road.
Which is completely wild. So, welcome to today's deep dive. Today we are taking you right into the Red Rock wonderland of Moab, Utah.
Right, the gateway to Arches and Canyonlands national parks.
Exactly. And our mission for you today is to figure out what actually separates a pretty good, maybe slightly stressful desert trip from a truly spectacular one.
And to do that, we are cross-referencing two very different sets of sources today.
Yeah, on one side, we have an itinerary for a premium, highly curated offering from ExcursionPass. It's their Arches and Canyonlands 2-day private tour.
And then on the other side of the spectrum, we have this massive, slightly chaotic trove of 2026 traveler data, reviews, and forum discussions, just detailing the DIY approach, all pulled from TripAdvisor's 30 best things to do in Moab.
Right. So the big hook here is, do you drop a massive premium to have someone else deal with that 6:59 p.m. ticket panic? Or, do you engineer a bespoke adventure using the hard-earned lessons of thousands of other travelers?
Let's dive in because, before we can build you that ultimate a la carte trip, we really need to understand the baseline of a premium guided experience.
Yeah, let's unpack that excursion pass offering. When you sit down at a truly high-end restaurant, you have this expectation of effortless curation, right?
Oh, sure. You order the tasting menu and you just surrender to it.
Yeah, exactly. The chef decides the sequence, the pacing, and you don't have to think. And it seems like this private 2-day tour is trying to be that tasting menu. It starts from Salt Lake City, takes you to Moab for $2,371 per group.
And it guarantees the heavy hitters. We're talking delicate arch, balanced rock, mesa arch, island in the sky.
So it's kind of like hiring a personal trainer instead of just wandering onto the floor of a really crowded gym.
That is a great way to put it.
You get immediate access to the best equipment without the guesswork of navigation, and importantly, pacing. They adapt to your physical ability.
Right. But, and this is a big but, when you actually read the fine print on that $2,000 price tag, you realize it's not an all-inclusive tasting menu.
Oh, what are they leaving out?
Well, first of all, that $2,371 does not include lodging in Moab.
Wait, really? So you're paying thousands of dollars and you still have to hunt down your own hotel room in a crazy competitive tourist town?
Yep. You are entirely on your own for the bed.
Uh-huh.
And second, it doesn't include any of the add-on extreme activities.
Yeah.
So no rafting, no 4x4 excursions.
Wow. Okay. So what am I actually buying then?
You're essentially buying transportation from Salt Lake City, the educational context from a private guide, and the elimination of logistical friction. You're paying to not deal with the park gates.
Which poses the central question for you listening. Is that logistical safety net worth the premium? Or are you better off spending that budget on specific micro adventures?
Well, to answer that, we really have to look at the TripAdvisor data to understand just how difficult it is to beat the system on your own.
Oh, yeah. The data from 2026 is, it's intense. The sheer logistics of just getting into these parks is a massive challenge.
Especially during peak seasons. We're talking March through May and September through October.
Right, because of the crowds. So Arches National Park implemented this strict timed entry reservation system from April to October, which brings us back to that 7 p.m. panic.
Yes. The tickets drop at 7 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time MDT the night before, and they vanish almost instantly.
Which, I just have to push back on this modern reality for a second. Are we treating nature like a Taylor Swift concert?
It kind of feels like it, doesn't it?
Does this level of rigid planning completely kill the spontaneity of the classic American road trip? You can't just roll up to a national park anymore.
You really can't. But, and this is where the traveler forums are absolute gold, there are backdoor solutions.
Okay, tell me the hacks. How do we bypass the Taylor Swift ticket queue?
It's actually pretty simple. You just have to arrive really early or really late. If you get to the gates before 7 a.m. or after 4 p.m., you do not need a timed entry ticket.
Okay, so the early bird gets the unticketed worm. I like that.
Right. But if you do that, it brings up another critical survival tip from the sources. And this is huge. There are zero food services inside these parks.
Wait, none. No cafes or, like, a visitor center snack bar?
Nothing. So if you're getting in before 7 a.m. to beat the system, by lunchtime you are going to be starving.
Oh, I see. And if you leave the park to go back to Moab for a burger,
You lose your parking spot.
which is like goal in Arches.
Exactly. So packing a picnic lunch isn't just, a cute way to save a few bucks. It is a highly strategic move to keep your parking spot and maximize your time inside the park without having to deal with the gates again.
That makes so much sense. Okay, so let's say you've hacked your way in. You packed your cooler, you beat the 7 a.m. rush, you've seen the Arches. What next? Because the data shows people want to do more than just look at the rocks.
Oh, absolutely. There is a massive demand for getting off the pavement. The top-rated thrills in the 2026 data completely dominate the Moab economy.
It's like a buffet of adrenaline out there.
It really is. The 4WD and UTV tours are universally praised, especially this one called the Hell's Revenge U-Drive UTV tour.
Oh, yeah, where you actually drive yourself.
Yes, you're in these high-powered utility terrain vehicles crawling over these massive rock formations, and you even get to see real dinosaur tracks.
Which is incredible, but it's not just the rocks, it's the river, too. The Colorado River rafting options are all over the map.
Right, from super calm to terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the reviews for the Fisher Towers float, and it's a calm, serene, half-day trip. But then you look at Westwater Canyon, and it's this intense, multi-day whitewater experience.
And what's fascinating is how the local geography entirely dictates this economy. It turns these natural obstacles into playgrounds.
And it creates these incredible human moments, like looking at the traveler reviews, people aren't just talking about the landscape, they're talking about the guides.
Oh, definitely.
There's this one review about a rope swing adventure facilitated by a Humvee driver named Moth.
Moth. Yes, I saw that one.
Just a legendary name. And then on the riverside, people were raving about the culinary and guiding efforts from Gigi, Bailey, and Brandon from Cherie Griffith River Expeditions. Like, they're cooking gourmet meals on a raft.
Which is amazing.
Yeah.
But it also highlights why you have to pace yourself.
Oh, absolutely. If you hit that buffet of adrenaline too hard, like if you're rock crawling in the morning and hitting class 4 rapids in the afternoon, you're going to crash.
It's just too much in that heat.
Right. You have to balance the high-octane stuff with something calm. The data showed people really loving the dark sky experiences, like red rock astronomy.
Yes, getting out there at night when it's cool.
Or doing a customized sunset hike with sand and stars touring. You have to manage your energy.
Well, and managing that energy requires executing on the logistics, which honestly brings us to the most volatile part of the entire Moab experience.
The local transportation.
The shuttles. Because to do this buffet of extreme activities, you have to get to really remote trailheads and rivers.
And this is where the reviews get wild. The contrast between the best and worst transport experiences is just staggering.
It really is night and day.
Like, on the positive side, you have Moab Express. People loved this guide named Nick, who gave this incredible, compassionate multi-park tour.
Right, and there was also Hazard County Shuttle, where the owner, Jeff, just went completely above and beyond for these mountain bikers on the Raptor route.
But then you have the One-Star Nightmares.
Oh, they are rough to read.
There was a story about Moab Area Transit, where a driver literally just quit mid-shift.
Just walked away from the job.
Stranded these poor travelers in 91-degree heat. And then another one with whole enchilada shuttle, where they gave these really vague directions, which led to this tense early morning confrontation with a super grumpy driver.
Which is the last thing you want before a huge day outdoors.
Exactly. But I have to ask, how is it possible that a simple, 15-minute shuttle ride can completely make or break a multi-$1,000 vacation?
Well, it comes down to the environment. In an extreme environment, we're talking 90-plus degree heat, super remote areas, physical exhaustion transportation isn't just a convenience.
Right.
It's a matter of safety. It's fundamental to the trip's viability. The last-mile logistics are basically the most critical point of failure in adventure tourism. If your shuttle doesn't show up in a city, you get a coffee and call a cab.
If your shuttle doesn't show up in Moab, you're in a survival situation.
It's like,
wow. Okay, so let's bring all these disparate pieces together for you listening. We've got the premium tours, the park entry hacks, the adrenaline, the logistics. What is the final verdict here?
I mean, the core takeaway is that whether you decide to pay a huge premium for a seamless ExcursionPass tour or you build a custom DIY itinerary, success in Moab comes down to a few key things.
Right. Mastering the timing.
Yes, mastering the timing, securing highly reliable local transport, and just preparing yourself for an unforgiving, even if it is beautiful environment.
You really have to respect the desert.
You absolutely do.
But, looking through all these sources, I want to leave you with a final thought to mull over, something that kind of struck me.
What's that?
Well, if the most praised aspects of these trips weren't necessarily the arches or the canyons themselves, but the human connections, like a really thoughtful shuttle owner like Jeff, or a compassionate driver like Nick, or, a chef cooking on a raft.
Right, Gigi, Bailey, and Brandon.
Exactly. Perhaps the true magic of exploring this desolate, ancient landscape isn't just seeing the geology. Oh, that's interesting.
Right. Maybe it's about the incredible people who actually help you survive it and interpret it. Without them, it's just hot rock. With them, it's the trip of a lifetime.
I couldn't agree more. The landscape provides the stage, but the locals really provide the experience.
Perfectly said. Well, that wraps up our analysis for today. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.